What's up, YouTube? It's MightyFan here again with another episode of In the Life, and I got a couple pickups to share as well as part of it as I adjust the camera, as I usually do. Hope everyone's doing well on this Father's Day 2022. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, including my own. And yeah, hope you're all having a wonderful day. Was out visiting with my dad yesterday, had a nice lunch with him and spent a little time. It was always a good thing. And again, hope everything is going well for all the dads out there this Father's Day 2022. But we do have a couple pickups, and I want to do a little, you know what I usually do, a little ramble on there. I want to piggyback off of Rez's live this past Thursday night. And shout out to Rez again and all the rest who were on there for his just about every weekly live on his YouTube channel. And the topic was impulse spending, impulse buying. And we all do that in the collecting world, and yeah. So we're gonna talk about that, kind of expand on that a bit, as I move over to the chair over there after showing these items, and then we're gonna have a little chit chat about that. But I do want to share the impulse buy pickups, as usual, right? So this first item is one that I did not get the original of when Mitchell & Ness made the away version of this years ago. It was one of those that I just misread the room, and it sold out before I could move on it, and it became very hard to get. To this day, I still don't have that version of it, but I was able to get this, and probably because I didn't get the away version of this back in the day is why I moved on this so quick. I didn't move on it as quick as originally I thought I would, but then I caught a sale on Fanatics for it, and I had to get it. So we got the Running Rebels right here, the UNLV, the home version of the Larry Johnson 89-90. Authentic jersey right there. There you see the jock tag UNLV. Of course, one of their iconic collegiate basketball teams. I mean, he was there. Greg Anthony, Stacey Augmon, a.k.a. the Plastic Man, was there on that team, on that squad. Won the title over Duke, I believe, and just had an awesome team. And, of course, Larry Johnson went on to do some really good things in the NBA and was also Grandmama, for those of you who remember those old TV, the ad campaign those years ago. So I have a lot of his jerseys in the collection. I have I want to say I have every authentic Mitchell & Ness has made, all the Hornets, and also the Knicks jersey that they made. So the only one I don't have now is the road version of this. But again, like I said, that sold so quick. I just misread the room on that one. But Mitchell & Ness really has not dabbled in collegiate that much. Now they're starting to get into it a little more. And at the time, the road version of this was one of the first, I think it was the first basketball college jersey they did. I know they did I'm blanking on the player from Notre Dame. They did his football jersey, then they did Larry Johnson, and they've since done a few others. But this was one that somewhat recently came out, and caught a glimpse of it in the groups when it first became available overseas. And now it, has since come over to stateside, and it's still available on the Mitchell & Ness website, Fanatics, some other places. But it is a beautiful jersey. I think they really did a nice job. Let's get into the particulars. You got the pressed-on Rebels. Nothing is stitched on this jersey besides the jock tag. The 4 on the front. You got the memorial, I believe, if I remember correct, that was for Hank Gathers, Philly's own, who passed away while playing for Loyola. At that time, so they wanted to honor Hank. You got the inside tagging, of course. Rebels 4, you got the piping down the side trim as well. Ceiling's a little low, so I can't hold it up all the way, so I'll just do that. There you go. You're going to turn it around. You got Johnson on a nameplate, but pressed onto the nameplate, not stitched. The nameplate stitched, but not the name. As you can see, that shine. Stitch don't shine like that, right? You got the 4 as well, pressed on to the back Beautiful jersey. Really like this one. I mean, I like this over the road version. I just think the home one pops that much more. But if I can ever grab the road one, I've seen it a few times and wasn't able to secure it. I know others have it. I do have a Nike Swingman version of it because I just got so tired of missing out on the Mitchell & Ness one that I just grabbed the Nike Swingman when I had a chance at it. Nice jersey, but I still someday would like to get either a Mitchell & Ness version or maybe a custom version of the home just to have the pressed on, you know, to match this. But it is what it is. Still glad to get this. Larry Johnson, 89.90 UNLV Run Rebels. Very, very nice jersey right there. The home version. And then, hey, we're still in the City Connect phase, right, for the MLB. I know the Brewers just put out theirs. I think Friday. I grabbed one. I grabbed the replica version because obviously the authentics are $475 and I will not pay that. I don't care how much of a jersey head I am. $475 for a retail authentic is just way too crazy. So probably all the City Connect jerseys I'll get will be the replica ones. And you know what? I'm okay with it. They're still nice. They're priced to where I can get them right away, even with the pay-in-fours. So let's get to the one that just came in the mail recently. Not the Brewers. The Brewers has yet to ship. But this is the Angels version. Now, obviously, the authentic would be, you know, authentically stitched and everything. It would also have the number on the front. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm not paying $475 for these things. I still like it. Angels on the front. It has like that surfer theme to it all around this jersey, obviously. You think of California, right? It has the stripes on one sleeve, which I think is kind of cool. You know, it's a little distinct to it. It's also a cream colorway. You got the Nike swoosh on the front. On the other sleeve, it does have the Los Angeles Angels right there. So there you have that. This is a Showtime jersey, Shohei Ohtani. My first ever Ohtani jersey in my collection, so very happy about that. The Trouts were already sold out, so I'm like, yeah, you know what? Ohtani's pretty good. I'll take him. Right? I did want an Ohtani jersey at some point, so I got the Ohtani, you know, generically stitched, and the 17 is as well, I want to say, or maybe it's pressed on, actually. Yeah, they're pressed on. They're pressed on, just like the Mitchell & Ness Swingman jerseys, right? But it is what it is. You got the Batterman on the back as well. And there you have the particulars of the inside tagging for Nike. And we have the jock tag. And it does have the Surf's Up. Has the Surf's Up, dude. There you go. Right? California vibes all over it. So there you go. I think they did a nice job. I will say this. And I know the Padres are the last to put out their City Connect next month, right? In July for the season. And then that's it for the season. This is like the benchmark. What the teams have done this year for their City Connect jerseys have been the best. And I know last year there were some hits and misses. This year, though, everyone, at least in my mind, has been a hit. The hat, the jersey together have all gone really well. There's still some that I have to get. I really misread the room on that Nationals one. I think a lot of people did. Because that one, I will say this. Of all the City Connect jerseys that have been out, I think the Nationals one sold out the quickest. And they still haven't restocked it. I don't know if... And I know the teams are going to continue to wear them next season, so I'm hoping one of these places gets a restock of them and I can grab like a Juan Soto or something like that in it, because I like the jersey. I mean, they wore it last night, so the Phillies beat them in it last night, and it's an awesome-looking jersey. They're just gone everywhere. I mean, they're gone. I think the only one that I can get maybe would be a blank one, you know, and I'm a stickler. I like the name and number on the back. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe there'll be a restock somewhere. Maybe, if not this year, next season, and I can grab one. I'm holding out hope because I do want that. I still want the hat, too, with the cherry blossoms on the side. I want that hat. I want that jersey. But that jersey is the one that gone. As soon as it was there, it was gone. And I didn't go after it then. But I just feel it moved the quickest because it was gone in like a blink of an eye. But I did get the Angels. So far I have Houston's City Connect, the Space City City Connect. I have the Angels. I have the Brewers, the Brew Crew one on the way. or I guess it has to ship out yet. And there's others out there that I want to get. Basically, all the ones from this year I definitely want to grab. The Royals, the Rockies, they're ones I want to get. If I can ever find a freaking Nationals one. And then whatever I'm kind of waiting to see what San Diego does. So there's other ones that I can get now, but I'm like, let me just wait and see, at San Diego. Because once that comes out, and I'll talk about this a little more in a little bit, but it's that FOMO, right? It's the fear of missing out. Some of these go quick. Some of these kind of linger a bit. And I don't know. So when the Padres release theirs, depending on how it looks and how, people are in the fields about it. I mean, they are kind of a hot team too, so that has something to do with it too, I think. But when theirs comes out, it might, again, be one that I have to pull that trigger right away, So I'm kind of waiting on some of the others that have been there. I feel I'll have a shot a little later, but we'll see what the Padres come out with next month. But I did want to get the Angels one when that came out. I just like it. Like I said, speaking of going quick, when I saw them on MLB Shop, the Trout was already sold out. So I'm all right. Well, there goes getting Mr. Season Ticket Holder for the Eagles. So I have to go with choice number 2. But I'm glad I got an Ohtani because I do have a couple Trout jerseys in the collection. So having another player is cool, and he's a one-of-a-kind kind of player anyhow. So not bad in getting Mr. Ohtani if I couldn't get that season ticket holder of the Eagles, Mike Trout. But the hat, of course, Combo Wombo Reasons. Got the hat as well. I will get the hat with the jersey. I did get the 3930 version of it, more flex fit kind of with the Angels on the back. When I got the Astros, I got the low profile in it, but these flex fits, like I said, these are the most comfortable on me. It's not to say I won't get low profiles or any other 5950s, but if I have a chance at these, this is what I like to go with them for the most part. But so there's the Combo Wombo together. Again, the Angels 2022 City Connect jersey. And then we'll wear it again next season too, because as I said, the teams will continue to wear them as other teams start to debut theirs. So all the teams that brought them out last year are wearing them again this year. I don't know if I remember correct or not, if they're going to have every other team, finish out the set next season, or if they're just going to pick another 7. I don't know when my Phillies are going to do it, but we'll have to wait and see. So anyhow, those are the pickups of late. We have the 8990 Larry Johnson UNLV home jersey and the Shohei Ohtani City Connect 2022 Angels jersey, and of course the hat. And I do have a hat for that already, for that Larry Johnson. I have a fitted UNLV Mitchell and Ness that I got some time ago in anticipation of at some point getting the running Rebels, because I thought if Mitchell and Ness doesn't do it, I'll get custom ones. So you gotta have the Combo Wombo, right? And I also got it for that Larry Johnson that I already have, right? The Nike swingman of it. So let's move the camera over. So anyhow, okay, put the hat over here. I have one more hat to share. So I'll move over here. I'm actually just getting a recliner chair into this room tomorrow. I brought it over from my dad's yesterday, and I just have to set it up. But I need help with that. That's a 2-person job. That's a big chair. It's going to be fun trying to get it in here, but I think we can do it tomorrow. At least that's the game plan. So who knows? Maybe the next time I film, I will be on the new recliner. We'll see how it works. But anyhow, let me move this out of the way so I can set this up a little better. Just excuse me here. We are live. But like I said, those are the pickups. I do have some other stuff on the way. But once they come in, we can share those. I actually was able to grab A jersey that again I kind of I misread the room on when it was first available, which is the 1999 batting practice Pedro Martinez with the big, gaudy beautiful All Star patch from Fenway Park that year. That batting practice jersey, of all the batting practice jerseys that Mitchell Ness has made, that one sold out the quickest, and that was another one that and it's funny because they did the authentic home jersey with that patch on it, and of the two things that they made, the batting practice jersey and the home jersey, I like the batting practice jersey the most because it's navy blue and the patch just looks so nice on that sleeve for that batting practice jersey. And it just has the 45. I mean, it's Pedro. It just has the 45 on the back. And it's just one that it's a batting practice. They hang around. You can wait months before getting it, and nope. And I know it's because of that patch. That's why it moved as quick as it did. And it sold out so quick. And it's just they never restocked. It doesn't surface anywhere. But I noticed that Fanatics, and I actually saw it because of eBay. I saw it on eBay, and then I went down to the seller, and I noticed, Fanatics is selling this. Let me go over to Fanatics and see if it's there. And sure enough, it was there in my size. I guess they must have gotten a restock in. Most sizes have already been sold out, but luckily they still had a 2X available. So I'm like, all right, well, and they were running a sale. I actually got it cheaper on Fanatics than if I would have bought it on eBay. eBay was regular price. Fanatics was doing a deal, so I think I got it for like 25% off or whatever it was that they were doing last night. And it was regular shipping, but they put it in as like next business day shipping, but you're paying the same price. It was one of those deals. They do that every now and then. They'll give you. They did it for the Larry Johnson jersey. I just paid regular shipping, but they gave me the option of, well, you could just do it next business day and it will be the same price. I'm like, yeah, okay. So the Pedro probably will be here by, I would imagine, Tuesday. But we'll see. So I'm happy to have gotten that because that was one, like I said, I didn't get originally. I was miffed. I got the hat, which Lids put out with the All-Star patch on there, and that bothered me even more because the hat that Lids put out for that set, the All-Star set that they did, I think it was, I can't remember. I think it was last year. I remember because, hey, Adam, one of our guys in the Jersey group from and a buddy of mine from Boston, was over here visiting with Slim last year, and it was around that time, and I got the hat in anticipation of getting that batting practice because the hat goes perfect with that batting practice jersey, right? And then the batting practice jersey was gone, and I'm like, damn it! I had this hat, which is a nice hat, but it goes better with the batting practice jersey than it does with just a regular home or even away Red Sox jerseys. It just does. It's got navy in it. It when you see it together, you'll see. All right? But I'm such a stickler for that. I need the hat and jersey to go well together, right? So I'm like, yeah, I got this hat. And I would wear it with just the regular season, I guess the All-Star, I guess you can call it the All-Star because they wore just the regular jersey for the All-Star game, right? And Pedro with the strikeout, and I'm like, I would wear it with it, but in the back of my mind, I'm just always going to think this thing goes better with that batting practice jersey. I know, this is how crazy I am with the combo wombo, right? So I was annoyed. So finally I got the jersey after all this time. But they will finally go together. And I never got the regular season one. I was just holding out for that batting practice. Came close a few times to getting that because I like that jersey with that big that All-Star 99 patch is one of the best All-Star patches. So I'm like, but I need that BP. I need that BP. So I'm glad. Thank you eBay, and thank you Fanatics. It was just unexpected last night. I'm like, here's Pedro. Is it? And the first, because it's a stock photo. So I'm like, okay, what is this? Is this like a fake? And I see it's Fanatics selling them. Oh, okay, this is real. This is the real deal. Went over to Fanatics and got it a little cheaper. So anyhow, that's the story of that. But let me show you this one hat. So this took a while to get to me. I've noticed that sometimes when you purchase a minor league hat, it does. Some of them do tend to take a little time to get. Some have come quick. Others have kind of gone through their tour before they've come over to me. This is a team I hadn't had a hat of yet, and I don't know why, because I like Wolves, and I probably should have had one of these before, but not always the quickest with things at times. But anyhow, we have the Erie Seawolves. And it's interesting, my first ever Erie Seawolves hat is actually a special edition hat. It's their winter hat. Which, obviously, they don't play in the winter, but they did a little, I guess, sometimes it gets really hot in the summer, and you do think of winter weather, right? So you got the Seawolf there in his knit hat, or toque, our friends in Canada would say, right? You say classy Canada. And, right? Little palm there, right there, little beanie or whatever you want to call it, right? I always call them knit hats, but there it is, right there. And it's an on-field. All right, so nice little front panel there. And the rest of it is black. It does have the icy blue, light blue if you want to call it, eyelids, and the brim as well. Black under, black gut, on-field fitted. Minor league logo on the back. Of course, the Jackie Robinson logo. But look at that. Huh? There you go. See? He's keeping himself warm in the winter. Even though wolves, in the winter, they got a lot of fur. So it doesn't really affect them as much as it would us, right? But cool design. I like the logo of the Seawolves. I've always liked that logo. But I finally got around to getting one. And there's others out there I want to get from Erie. Like I said, I think in a previous vid, over time, I'll probably be knocking off, quite a few of their hats. They have a Halloween one that I have to get, where he looks like Frankenstein. That one, I'm a Halloween guy, so that one definitely has to come into the collection. And then their regular on-field fitteds look nice too. So those are the pickups. As I said, I have a few things on the way. I have that Pedro batting practice, 99 batting, finally. Gonna be in the collection. And I have the Brew Crew. I got the City Connect for the Brewers. I got the Josh Hader jersey, who my Phillies beat a couple weeks ago, which was unexpected. He's Mr. Perfect, right, as a closer, but he's a really good closer, and I'm like, you know what, just to have it, I'll get it. I thought about Yelich, and I'm like, you know what, Hader is just so dominant. Let me just get his jersey. Even though that is a good memory this year, the Phillies beating him in a game. That was fun. And but yeah, I'm happy to have got. I like those. Like I said, the standard I think has been set this year for them so far. Everyone has been, and people might nitpick a few things with some of them or whatnot. They might not be someone's cup of tea or whatever. But so far, I think every single one has been nice. And there are others from this year that I would like to get. There's others from last year that I'd like to get. Some of them grew on me. When I first saw the Giants one, I was not a big fan. But the more I see it, the more I kind of appreciate it. I've seen them playing in it on TV or highlights or whatever, and just seeing it more, you kind of do appreciate it a little more. At least me. I can't speak for other people, but I've kind of appreciated it a little more after seeing it a bit more over time. At first, and like I said, the Cubs, I like the Cubs. The Cubs are my second team behind the Phillies in the National League. Always been. And when I first saw the Wrigleyville jersey, I liked the hat more, so I got the hat. And I'm like, the jersey's okay. It didn't. I was a little disappointed. I was hoping they would do something a little different. But it is one that grew on me. I can't lie about it. So I would like to get a Wrigleyville jersey to go with the hat. And the Boston one, that kind of grew on me, as I think I said before. The Miami one, I liked it at first. I just didn't have a chance to get it, and now I've since found a source where I can get it. So I got the hat, not long ago at a pro image. So, the jersey's one that I would like to get at some point. Um, the Dodgers, that's the one, like I said before, I'm the most disappointed in. And I know the Dodgers just keep things classic. They just don't like any kind of change. Maybe they'll wear a blue uniform here and there, but it's always the same. They really don't deviate a lot from what their identity is with their jersey. And in a way, you can appreciate that. I mean, the Yankees, obviously, all these years have kind of stuck to the same, right? Some teams have kind of embraced change a little bit more here and there. The Red Sox have done it. Some other teams, some classic teams have done it. But the Dodgers are like, you know what? This is us. It's that Dodgers script font. This is it. We're not changing, right? And so for their City Connect, they do the Los Dodgers thing, and it's like, okay, but it's really not much different than what. And you're thinking like Hollywood, they could have done something, a little more glitzy, like they could have done something really outlandish, and they just said, no, this is us. Here, we're just going to put Los in front, and that's our city. And some people might love it, and hey, shout out to them. I'm just no, that jersey and hat does nothing for me at all. It's like I'll just get a regular Dodgers jersey and hat. I don't get the but so that was them, and the White Sox, and all due respect to my buddy Luca, okay, I the pinstripes, I get it, looks nice. It's just the South Side, I get it. Yeah, that one really hasn't grown on me overly. More so like the Cubs one kind of did. The White Sox is one of those, like, if you see it in person, and I know Luca, he's a season ticket. He goes to games. He sees them. He sees them obviously in the stores, on TV. It's different, right? But me, as more of a kind of outsider, still looking at them, I'm like, yeah, I still don't really see it. And I get it. Both the Cubs and the White Sox wanted to go with their identity, right? South Side Wrigleyville. Okay, this is who we are, right? I get it. But the Cubs, it's like they took more of like a chance with their uniform than the White Sox. The White Sox, like, yeah, we'll just do the alternate black and we'll put South Side in pinstripes. you know, Again, it's nice. It's just I'm still not at that level where I want to buy the jersey and hat for it. Where I got to that level with some of these, and maybe I will. I never say never, right? I think I'll say never with the Dodgers one. That just does nothing for me at all. That one. But the White Sox, it might. It hasn't really gotten there at this point, right? Whereas the Cubs, it did. Like I said, some of the Giants, the Boston one, but some of the White Sox isn't quite there. The Dodgers, I don't think, will be there. And then the other teams from this year that I don't have, I definitely know I want them. And in some cases, I know I can get them. The one I can is the Nationals. And that one still kind of bothers me. I don't know, man. It's like we live in an age where things should be more accessible. If they sell out, you should be able to restock. You should. I mean, you're talking. I can understand if you can't do it right away, but we're talking like a whole season's going by. You mean to tell me you can't restock them on Fanatics or these other big groups of sites or so? You can't restock them at all? Like, that's it? They're going to wear them all year? Someone's got to be able to restock them. Put those Nationals, City Connect jerseys out there. And like I said, I'm a little more of a stickler. I want the name on the back and the number. So maybe there's a way to get the blank and send it somewhere, but then that's extra money. That's extra, and people do it all the time. I get it, but it's like, plus the other thing is for some of these, customizers, are they going to want to custom a replica jersey? Because I still don't want to pay over $400 for a blank. Like, no, because then I'm getting the blank, and then it's more money to have it custom into the player. Do I really want to do that, right? And plus the fact that some of these players could be gone. I mean, Juan Soto could be traded, and okay, well, then I just spent over $500 on a jersey for a player who's not there anymore. It it doesn't really make that sense, right? So I'd like to rather, okay, if they restock it in the replica, so they're about, what are they, 150 or whatever it is, I still won't, and maybe you catch a deal. I just wouldn't feel as bad, right? The jersey's still a nice looking jersey. Um, Whereas if I'm paying over, close to 500 or more on a jersey of a current player, and then he goes to another team at the deadline or in the off season or something, then you're like, you know, I don't know. That's at least my opinion. And maybe they will. I mean, I found some of those last year's versions that you don't see on Fanatics. I found them on other sites, so maybe the Washington one surface there. If not this season, maybe in the off season or next season, and I'll have another chance at them. I know I can get the hat, and I certainly will get the hat at some point. But the jersey, with the cherry blossoms on it, yeah, I would like that jersey. But it is what it is. Makes it tough. So basically, as I said before, kind of the piggyback off of the live conversation we had on Rez's channel this past Wednesday night was, I guess I kind of talked about it anyhow, right? The impulse buying, right? The impulse, right? And when the question came to me, I said, quite frankly, everything I buy is an impulse buy. As a collector, that's what it is. I mean, do you really need to buy this jersey, all the City Connects, that this, that, and the other thing, and you know, all these various Steph Curry jerseys every year when they drop different edition and statements and all these, whatever the Sixers do? Do you have to have every single one? The answer to that, frankly, is no. But it's just a passion. It's what's in me, right? It's what's in any collector. We all do it in different ways. We all show it in different ways. And my issue is that I'm one of those that I don't really stay in the lane. We have a lot of collectors that kind of, like Bay Area, shout out to him, just stays in his area code. He gets only the Bay Area jerseys, right? You have people that might just collect one sport. Maybe they just go after soccer jerseys. Maybe they just go after football jerseys. Or NFL football. Or maybe they just go after NBA or basketball or baseball, or what have you. Right? No. As you know, I don't stay in my lane. I'm a diehard Philly fan. I love my Philly teams. Rep them as much as I can. But when it comes to collecting, I collect a lot of the Philly stuff, but I don't just stay in Philly. I go to as I just showed you. I showed you a UNLV jersey. I showed you a Angels jersey, right? I've shown you jerseys and hats, Erie, hat, hats from all different areas, right? Teams from all different areas, even some rival teams. But so I don't stay in one lane, and I don't just go after one sport, right? I'm going after baseball, hockey, football, and basketball, right? NFL football and basketball. So I'm cornering the market on all four. I don't just pick one. That's just how it's always been for me. Could I tell you exactly why? No. It's just what I've always done. And I do, I will admit, I will raise my hand. Hello, my name is MightyFan. I'm a Jersey head. I will raise the hand and say, yeah, I collect in excess. I don't just stick to, okay, I'm just going to get this and this. It kind of goes to various different ways. Now, I try to stay in control as best I can. I get deals where I can. I look for deals where I can. But sometimes, yeah, it's. I mean, we talked about the FOMO. We talked about fear of missing out, and I am guilty of that big time. I just and I never know how to read the room with these things. It's like playing a stock market. If you don't, which I don't, but if you don't get is it going to sell right away? What things are going to stay? What things are going to linger? What things are going to be hot that people are going to want, right? we were in an age where it started to cool down a bit. Not there yet, but it started to cool down with the hats, with the fitted hats, where everything that would come out would sell out and gone in a minute, right? Minutes. Gone, right? Every hat club drop, every drop from, all these different hat sources would be gone, right? You only had like a ticking clock, and you only had like a minute to make your move. Otherwise, you're going to miss it, right? Everything. It didn't matter what it was. Any hat that came out would be gone in a minute or less, right? We had to go through that. So there it was. Yeah, I mean that's the situation we're in. With the jerseys, it's a little different. Some jerseys come out and they sell right away. Some players will always sell right away. It doesn't matter. Some styles, when they come out, they're big hitters. They're gone. Others come out and they linger, right? The City Connects are like that. You can go on Fanatics. You can still find some of the City Connects. You can still find City Connects in all the players that they were made for. You might go on there. You might find a City Connect for one player that's still hanging there, right? But at least the style's there and you can get it. Whereas others, they're gone. As soon as they're up, they're there for however long, and that's it. They're out of there. Like the Washington ones from earlier in the year, right? Others that you thought, this is going to move, and they're still abundantly available, like the Rockies, the Mountain jerseys, right? Which I do want. So I'm hoping they can hang a little longer. So others, it's just I just don't want to take that chance. The Otani, I didn't want to take the chance. The Space City, I loved it as soon as I saw it. I didn't want to take the chance of it being gone, right? The Brew Crew, the Brewers. I figured it had an old school kind of look to it. That powder blue, it's a hot color. It looks good. It could hang, but I'm like, okay, I'm not going to take the chance. I'm just going to grab it. Boom, done, right? The Padres, whatever they do, might be the same thing. And to the point also on the groups, on the Kings of Throwbacks group or Jerseys, Kicks, and Lids or whatever on Facebook, right? Or other places, right? Other Jersey appreciator, areas. You may have, and it's happened, and I still didn't get the jersey, so I kind of resisted the urge. I almost did. But I was able to resist the urge. So, what was it, last week? Maybe the week before last. Mitchell & Ness released the 97 Road, and I love them Road Gray jerseys, right? For baseball, the Pedro Martinez, and since they've also put out the Vladdy Sr. Montreal Expos jerseys with the Jackie Robinson Breaking Barriers 50th anniversary patch, right? And here's the thing. Now, I saw it first, as a lot of people did in our group. There was I forget his name. Someone posted it that they had got it. Somehow they found out about through the flagship store. They got it. They were the first person in our group to post it, put a picture of it. Here it is, front and back of the Pedro. And I actually was at a Phillies game a couple weeks ago with my buddy Mark M. as he was eating the peanut butter and jelly burger, and he beat Slim to it. And shout out to Mark. Well, I'm sitting there. And Slim alerts me with a message on Messenger about the Pedro. Look, did you see this on the group? And he's like, I bet you're licking your chops. And I'm looking at that thing. I'm like, oh, yeah, And then all of a sudden, I go on there. I didn't even answer him right away. I went right to the group, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like looking at up close, as big as I can make it on my phone of the Pedro jersey. I'm like, Mitchell Ness didn't even they didn't put this anywhere on Instagram or it. How did this guy even know they had it? And I'm like, is he like an inside source? What's going on here, right? And I'm looking at the jersey. I'm like, yeah, it's a hot jersey. And then you see the comments, right? Now you start seeing people like, oh, I'm going there. I'm going to get it, And then within like a span of maybe 48 hours, maybe 72 hours, we had two other, Kings already pick it up, right? Already get theirs. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, and yeah, the FOMO kind of hits you. It's like, well, this is already moving. Now you got other people in the comments saying they're going to go to the store and get it. And I know I know the flagship, they only have a certain amount of, selection per size. in stock. Should I just go over there and get it? And I really wrestled with it. I mean, now I stopped because my mind of thinking is I have a road Pedro jersey. It's a Cooperstown jersey. It was a jersey that I got off of a seller on eBay years ago that did customization. You can still find these sellers that take like majestic Cooperstown jerseys and custom them in different players, right? Really nice jerseys, right? Yeah, they're not Russell Athletic or whatever. Rawlings jerseys from back in the day. But still, they're nice. They're majestic jersey Cooperstown. You know, the Cooperstown collection jerseys. And they'll custom them into different players. So I have a road gray Pedro. All right? In fact, I'll put it out there to the people who get the Mitchell and Ness one. I had mine first. Just so people know. You know. Slackers. All right? Your boy had one first before Mitchell and Ness even made one. All right? But it doesn't have the Jackie patch. It's just a regular road gray, Expos, scripted Montreal, Martinez 45 on the front. Beautiful jersey, but here's Mitchell and Ness coming out, and that's that eye pop, thing with the patch, and you know how I am about extras on a jersey, and that patch is just right in my face, and I'm like, woo, and you as a collector, you're like, I kind of want that, and it's baseball, and it's road gray. It's everything that I love. So I'm like, I want that Pedro. I want that, and I have his Dodgers jersey that they made, the rookie Pedro Dodgers. I'm like, I can pair those two up, and I have a Pedro one sitting up there with my other Expo jerseys, right? So that's probably one of the reasons that stopped me. I'm like, I think I can hold out. I think I can wait. I do have one. Just doesn't have the Jackie patch. I'm not going to get the Jackie patch and put it on there, whatever. I would like to get the one that Mitchell Ness, because it's Mitchell Ness. It's a nice jersey. Some people have kind of nitpicked the name, but whatever. And there's always something to nitpick, okay? people will find something on everything that they do, okay? But it's nice. So I'm like, all right, but I think I can wait. And speaking of 97, there's another 1997 jersey that I'd rather have before that one, which is the Jose Canseco, the Hunter Green A's jersey that they came out with. They made McGuire and Canseco, and I already have a couple McGuires. I don't have a Jose Canseco jersey in my whole collection, so I would like to get it because it's a different player. It's got that patch. It's got the A's their other alternate patch on the other side. It's a hot looking jersey, and I thought about going this weekend for the Father's Day sale to get it, and I didn't. I got other things instead. As I said, the Brew Crew. I got the Pedro, instead, and caught a deal on that on Fanatics. The Red Sox. So I did get a Pedro jersey. It just wasn't the Expos. I got the BP with the 99 all. I did get it. See, I got a Pedro jersey with a patch on it. It's just not the Expos. So I was bound to get a Pedro jersey, okay? But the Canseco, I wanted more. And I was like doing do I want this or that? And the Canseco just won it out. Again, I didn't go there. So obviously other things beat out Canseco and Pedro this week. At least for the Expos. I did get a Pedro, but not the Expos one. And I didn't get Jose yet. But that is one that I plan on going to the store, hopefully, after the 4th of July or something, and just, see if I can grab. Because it's not available on the site. The only one they have there is McGuire. And I don't think it hit Fanatics yet either. So the only place it's got is the flagships. I better stop. But no, I do want that Canseco first before the Pedro. And they made Vladdy Sr. as well. So I feel like I have two chances now. It's like I either get Pedro or I get Vladdy. Either one, it's the same jersey and has the patch. Now, that being said, I have the 2000 Vlad Guerrero that they made years ago. Now, they got that one a little wrong because the 27 on the front of it's too small. It's too small, right? But the font, it's too small. But it's got the, what's it got? The 9 on there, the 9 for Rocket Richard, who passed away. It's a road gray Expos Pedro. Same exact jersey. It just doesn't have the Jackie patch. And the numbers, the font's too small for the 27 on the. See, they always do something. They've always done something. They continue to. Mitchell Ness can never win. And a lot of it's their own doing, but it is what it is. Um, but yeah, I mean, that was it. That was, I will say this. So that was both worlds for me. That was that moment that I'm like, do I go to the store? Do I do it? Do I go there and grab that Pedro? Because here I am sitting there, and again, I'm looking at the comments, and it's this person's going, that person's going. Other people I know have already grabbed it. I'm like, I might lose my opportunity at this thing, and then it just, you start thinking about it, you start thinking it through. So that's it. That's an example of where the impulse buy didn't hit me. It almost did, and I was fighting the wars with it. But I weighed a couple things in with it, and instead I'm like, okay, well, I think I'd rather have this other jersey instead. And then, now since, of course, doing that, I've seen it's available on Fanatics, and I'm sure the Mitchell & Ness site will post it up there too. So there'll be other options at it, if I can't get it at the flagship. So, yeah, but that's the battle, and that's, again, why I'm doing this series. So, I can speak to you, the viewer, about these type of situations that you run into as a collector. I mean, Lord knows there's more than enough stuff that gets put out there by all these different leagues, by all these different companies. Even not just Mitchell & Ness. We're talking Nike. We're talking Adidas. We're talking whoever's making these outfitting these leagues, right? They are coming up with so many different things. City Connect, City Edition, Statement, Reverse Retro, which is coming back this year for hockey. And they are hitting you over the head with so much because they know people consume, right? And I'm one of them. And I raise my hand to it. I am one of those collectors that gets the current stuff, not just the throwback, whatever's out there, either customization, Mitchell & Ness, what have you, or vintage jerseys. I'm looking at the current stuff too. So that's where I kind of have it bad. I'm getting hit over the head with stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I want to get this. I want to add this. Like I said, one of my collections in the collection, whoever wins the World Series, I want their World Series champs jersey. So I started with the Dodgers, and we went with the Braves, and whoever wins it this year, I'll get that jersey. And then it would just continue on year after year after year, right? That's something I choose to do, right? I thought about doing something, and I don't know if I'll completely follow through with it or not, but NHL All-Star. Whoever hosts the All-Star gets a nice gaudy patch, an extra on a jersey. Woo! Right? Big patch they have for the All-Star game, right? And the Vegas one was so nice. And I'm looking at that thing on Cool Hockey, and I'm like, oh, boy, that on their gold jersey, oh, all day. Give me that one. Give me that one. And then of course now the thought process starts going like, I could start with that, and then whoever gets it next year, and they're going to have a big patch, and I keep that going, and every year for the All-Star, I may or may not do that. We'll see. We'll see. I would put a poll up here of will MightyFan, and it will be 100%. Of course it is. There's extras on the jersey. But the hockey jerseys, listen, baseball is the highest. That 475 is ridiculous. But hockey jerseys aren't cheap, and you get them a certain way. And listen, I mean, Cool Hockey gives you the hand-stitched option, the prime green. You can get like as good a jersey as you're going to get done up. And yeah, I mean, I know right now there's at least 3 or 4 that I got on my list that I'm going to start rattling through, and the Vegas one might be one of them. The Seattle with the inaugural patch, that's going to be one of them. Colorado with their 25th ante from last year, that's going to be one. And the Stanley Cup, because the Avalanche are my favorite team in the West. So shout out to the Go Avs, right? Shout out to them, 2-0 lead last night. And so yeah, I mean, probably a Makar with the patch vinyl on there. That's probably going to happen at some point. Minnesota. Shout out to Jake from last season when they had their anti-patch. Probably get that one at some point. There, yeah, the extras on a jersey that gets me. It's probably one of the reasons the City Connects kind of hit me in a way, um, because there's extras on them, and I love that kind of thing. It's probably one of the reasons I love going after baseball. Because baseball, they decorate their jerseys. Hockey, they decorate their jerseys. I think the one thing about hockey that kind of keeps me grounded is the price point sometimes. Because even with the older stuff, when you see them on eBay, I mean, and look, the seller knows what they have. They want a certain price. And believe me, the hockey heads, they know who they are. They don't care. There is no price that's too high. As soon as I put the thing on my list, it's gone within within a span of a few days for the most part, because they know what they're going after, and those prices don't seem to bother them at all. I get it. I understand. I've watched a lot of people in YouTube, on the YouTube community, hockey heads. They're collecting, and their jersey collections and their passion, and it's great and it's wonderful, and they know what they're looking for, and they go after, the more gaudy the better, right? They got them all. And it's cool. It's cool to follow some of them and to see what they have, and they're showing stuff when they get it in the mail. And it's awesome. It's a great community. It really is. So shout out to them. And I love hockey jerseys. I do. I have a modest collection. I want to get more. Every time I keep thinking I'm going to get more, baseball puts out more stuff, and that kind of throws me off the rails. Because I will always admit, I will always admit baseball will always be number one. Baseball jerseys for me will always be the thing that just puts me over the top. You know, that will come before any other sport. You know, if I have a chance at a baseball jersey decorated, or what have you, that will be what will move the needle the most for me to go after and get, even at the expense of losing out on maybe a basketball or a hockey or a football jersey. The baseball one will always come first, and that's just what it is. I have a whole room devoted to the NBA. I mean, jerseys, hats, whole room up on the second floor of this house. I got the Bulls closet. You all know, who have been with me for a while on this channel. I got a whole room devoted to the NBA, but baseball, as far as collecting, baseball jersey wise, that and hat, that's numero uno for me, and it will always be. I'm looking at a rack right there with all authentics, sans for maybe a few replica City Edition, and my my festive jersey, my Zorro's de Somerset jersey right there in the front. But I love baseball. I love collecting baseball jerseys. I love the look of them. I wish Nikes were more better price point for their authentics, and I know I'm going to continue to say that. It's like beating it. It's just it's a drum that you beat that it's probably never going to go anywhere. But baseball is, their uniforms are always so nice, and they're so fun to collect, and there's so much out there. There is so much out there for that. Iconic players, iconic jerseys, iconic styles, different new styles. It never stops. It never stops. And I'm a fan. Obviously, Phillies, of course, first and foremost. Partial season ticket holder. Love going to the ballpark. I love just wearing a different jersey for every game. You know, sometimes I don't wear a jersey if it's too hot. I've been known to go there in a tank top or a t-shirt or something. Because I'm too much of a jersey and I don't want to ruin the jersey. When we get into the dog days of summer, it gets kind of tough, even to wear like a newer Nike jersey, because it doesn't do anything. Believe me, you sit in those seats. Yeah, it's like, why am I wearing this? I should be here in just a tank top and shorts. Just no, I had to wear the jersey. All right, well, the buttons are coming off, and I'm just gonna sit here. But God knows I love it, and but that's what makes it tough. And you talk about impulse, absolutely. I will say it, and I'll keep saying everything I get's impulse. Because this stuff I don't have to. Do I need to have racks of jerseys in the house? No. Do I need to have bins of hats and hats on top of hats just piled like crazy? No. But I do it because I choose to, and I love it. It's a passion. It's never going to go away that I can see, and it's something that I enjoy doing. Listen, there's enough in your life that you don't enjoy doing, but you have to do it. This is something that I just enjoy to do it, and I want to do it. Are they impulsive buying? Absolutely, yeah, and I will freely admit to it. But it's all stuff that I'm happy to have. I'm happy to, continue to add to the collection, and as long as it doesn't put me under, as long as I can still pay the bills to keep the lights on in the house, right, and the TV on, and to be able to use Wi-Fi that I'm using right now to make this video and do all the things other than collect that I enjoy doing, that I enjoy to live with, run my vehicle. As long as I can do that, I can continue to do the pickups and such. I know someone wrote in my last video, and I know there was a lot of pickups in that one. That was a buffet of pickups. That really was. That was a that was a lot of them. They're like, how do you get this much stuff? And my God, And it had been a little bit since I had filmed some pickups, so it was like stuff that's kind of been sitting. But yeah, the answer to that is because I don't always go like that. That was a lot. There was a lot of deals that I kind of took advantage of, and maybe I did a little more than I usually would do, and that was just one of those just type of situations. But the answer to that is it's what my dad told my mom many years ago. It's how I'm wired. It's just this is who I am and what I do. Collecting has always been a part of my life. It was since I was a kid with Matchbox cars, Hot Wheels cars, action figures, right? G.I. Joe, all that stuff back in the day. It morphed into that to Mighty Mouse. Over 15 years of collecting Mighty Mouse. It went, and I always had jerseys, right? Not so much as collecting, just wearing them, back in the middle school days and high school days, right? Then that trip to the Mitchell Ness store. And then getting involved in the communities, that just put it over the top to go after jerseys and hats. I've always got hats, so the hats just was natural. The jerseys just started to become more of something that I was getting more as just to collect and to wear, obviously, but to collect, to have, and to surround myself with something that I love. And that's why we collect, is because we want to surround ourselves with something that we have a great passion for. And there's trials and tribulations with it. Believe me, you can run into trouble financially. I mean, I almost got, look, it's tough, man. And for those who say, okay, well, you can just stick to this and that and get out of it. Listen, it's easier said than done. Some people are able to do it. And there are people that are able to kind of put the blinders on other things and just go more streamlined with their collection. Looking for, okay, I'm just going to get this or that. I'm just one of those people that can't. And I will admit to it. I'm not going to say that, oh, well, if I did this or that. This is just who I am. This is how I do it. For right or wrong, I'm looking for a lot of different things. I'm looking for things for 4 different sports. I'm going to collect things for 4 different sports. Now, someone might have more of a, like baseball will come first. And there might be times where, yeah, I want this jersey from Cool Hockey. I want to get this over a recent Mitchell and Ness release. Or there might be time that a recent Mitchell and Ness release is going to hit me that I want to get this over these NBA jerseys, right? Or from Nike or what have you, right? Or I might just want to get the customization stuff. Let me just get this true custom stuff or rivalry. I'll get that stuff instead of moving on this on eBay, these things on eBay, right? Or there are many times that God knows there's plenty on my eBay watch list. I want to get some of this, one of these jerseys or 2 of these jerseys off my watch list. I want to do this instead of going here and grabbing that. But there's always going to be something somewhere. Now, I didn't make it to the Mitchell and Ness store this week, and I thought I would. I didn't. I went after some other stuff instead. We did a battle on Friday night. Mitchell and Ness had a Father's Day sale going Friday and Saturday, and I don't know if they did it today or not. I don't know if the store's open today or not. I know online they did it, 30% off. But they, originally I thought about going. And Friday night we had a jersey battle, really fun battle. It was myself and Nostalgia Boy versus J-Dub and Luca. And you know what? I had a ton of fun doing that, and because of the time it started, I knew after work I wouldn't be able to make it to the store and back before it started. but I wanted to do that. I wanted to be a part of that. Yesterday, I went and visited my dad. I didn't go. I thought, well, maybe I'll go Saturday. My dad asked to come on Saturday instead of Sunday, so I'm like, all right, I'll do that. Now, I would do that 10 out of 10 times instead of going to the store, but I did that, and I had a lot of fun doing that. I didn't go to the store, right? Today, I just, and now I grabbed a few things online, but still, my original plan of going to the flagship store, fell through. I didn't do it. And I don't have regrets on that. It was all right. Well, I didn't go make it there and grab my 97 Conseco jersey, but I did other things that I had a lot of fun doing. One thing involving being part of, with family, which I will do over, collecting. Um, and I did that. Okay, so I didn't make it to the store this weekend. Is it the end of the world? Did everything stop? Am I a horrible collector because of it? No. It just means I did other things that were more meaningful in those moments than going and making a run to the flagship store and getting a jersey. Now that being said, I grabbed the batting practice Pedro jersey last night when I saw it was available, but I didn't go to the store. Maybe I'll make it there in a few weeks. We'll see. I know next week I'm going to visit my buddy Slim again in Maryland. I look forward to that. His birthday's coming up. Shout out to Slim. I look forward, another visit there, another trek down to Maryland, and having a fun weekend with him. And I would do that 10 out of 10 times over, going and, going to do my jersey deals, going to the flagship or whatever, right? Just going and visiting a friend and having some fun, having an adventure, right? So we talk about the impulse buy, and yes, I do it, but there's other times that, okay, I can do these other things and not have to worry as much, about the pickups, about, I want to go to the store, I want to go here or there, right? It's living life, and it's finding that balance, which is very important, which is something that, we have to do as collectors too, right? I mean, there's a time to go after stuff, and then there's a time to, have fun doing other things, right? But yeah, it's tough. And it's a balancing act, balancing other aspects of life with collecting and finding that kind of perfect harmony if there ever is one. And I don't know if there is, a perfect harmony of the two. I've done okay with it so far. Like I said, as you can see, the lights are still on, so I'm still paying the bills for the house. I'm still able to do the things that I have to do along with collecting. And it's tough. It is a tough thing. It's a tight wire act that you have to make. I know King Leo made that video some weeks ago talking about, with more family and holding off on certain things and selling off some things. I'm not a seller. And I know I'm breaking a lot of hearts here. Someone even asked me today if I was selling. No, I don't sell. I don't. Will I ever? I can never say no, because you just never know what the future is going to bring. But as in the current time, in the present, no, I don't sell. I don't plan on selling. What I have because I wanted to get it. I want it in my collection. I don't look to buy to flip. I'm not a flipper. I buy to collect, to wear. And to have as part of my collection. It's important for me. It's a big aspect of my life, as you can see. And every day, whenever I make a video, but I do. I try to find that balance, and it's tough because I do a lot of impulsive buying. I do. I do, and I will always admit to that. But I think you have to, as a collector. You have to look in the mirror and say, look, this is just who I am. For better or worse, this is what I do. This is what I choose to do. So, you look at that word impulse and impulsive, but at the same time, it's a choice. You could choose not to hit that buy button. You can choose to not look. I know we talked in Rez's live, and Big John, shout out to him. He was saying, I don't look on eBay. I don't look on these sites anymore. He found a way to stay away. I can't. That's just too much. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm saying that's just too much of me. I like to see what's out there. Not to say that I can always grab it. But I'm just one of those. I want to see what's out there. I want to look and see Fanatics every day. Just to, I don't buy on Fanatics every day, but I at least want to see what's out there. What's the newest thing that came out, because I have interest in seeing that. I want to see, okay, this is what Nike put out. This is what Adidas put out. This is, okay, this is, maybe Retro Brand or any of these other brands, that make jerseys. This is what came out. Okay, I might have interest in this someday. Or on eBay, you find things that you weren't really expecting to see, like that batting practice Pedro jersey yesterday that it eluded me, for a time. If I didn't look on eBay yesterday, I wouldn't have known it was available. They restocked on Fanatics, right? Because the restocks don't come up as new when you go to the newest items. They don't come up. So, thanks to Fanatics being a part of eBay, I saw that on their eBay store doing a search yesterday evening. So I was able to get it. And I might see stuff on eBay you just don't expect to see. Old, as J-Dub would say, old gold Mitchell and Ness jerseys pop up on there. You might see something. I will always tell the story of not getting that Billy White shoes, blue, Love You Blue Oilers jersey that popped up when Slim was visiting some years ago. I didn't get it when I should have, and it's haunted me ever since. But that's why I look, because you just never know what you're going to see. And I'm just one of those, I'm just too curious. I got a lot of curiosity in me when it comes to these areas, like a Fanatics, like a Mitchell & Ness, like an eBay, Macari, Poshmark. I'm always looking, because you just never know. And I don't buy every single day. I put stuff on my list or my cart. I might not get it right away, but at least it's there unless it sells out. The other problem that I have with Fanatics, and they do this for a reason, is, and I know I've gone over an hour here, but when you watch something, or even if you don't, if you just see something, if you click on the item and you go down to the sizes, and you click on the size, if it's running low in stock, it will show you only 10 left, only 6 left. And that's, hey, that messes with you, right? And they do that on eBay too, on some of those stores. When you put it shows you, only so many left in this size, right? That messes with you, and that's the FOMO, right? That's the impulse. That's there's only this many left. Let me get it, right? There you see, this hat, prime example. There was one left at a 7.5, so I bought it. Now, it's a hat. It didn't cost overly a lot, right? But was it one I needed to get right then and there? No, but I got it because it was one left. And it was in my cart. And I'm like, there's one left in the 7.5. Okay, it's one I want. Let me grab it. Yeah, so that was a bit of an impulse buy. But that's how they get you, right? That's how Fanatics and whoever the Fanatics umbrella, so you're talking about Lids, you're talking about all the team shops, what have you, the league shops, it's all Fanatics owned. They all do the same thing. When it's low in stock, they'll show you, if you click on your size, 6 available. Oh, let me grab it, right? It is what it is. eBay will do it in certain stores. There's other places that Mitchell & Ness doesn't do that. Mitchell & Ness on their site, you click on something, you don't know if it's low in stock or not, because it doesn't show you anything. And it is part of the Fanatics, but they haven't gotten that far yet, right? But they don't do that. So you could be seeing something on Mitchell & Ness one day, and it looks like full run is available, and then you click on it the next day, and it's all gone in that size. It's like, wait for the restock or what have you, right? And sometimes there isn't a restock, so it is what it is. You'll have to find it on a secondary market. Listen, I went over an hour here, an hour and almost 9 minutes. Listen, the life of a collector, I always said it would be a fascinating thing for some, psychologists to get together and examine the brain of a collector and how it works, right? With all the with all the firing points of this and that, right? It's a fascinating thing, and if you are a collector, you understand what I'm saying, and if you're not a collector, you're like, well, how hard is it to not do this and that? Yet, listen, you either know it or you don't. And I'm not saying I make this series to show what it is to be one. I don't make it to scare people off. I know we have a lot of people who might watch these videos who are just starting out in the collecting world or who are kind of on the fence. Listen, you do what you want to do. I'm not a judgmental person. If you want to start collecting and go for it, it's a fun hobby. It's it's something that grabs you, and it's hard. You to try to let it go is a very difficult thing. Like I always tell the story of my dad who used to collect stamps when I was young. Then he got away from it. And for years it kind of lied dormant there, right? And then he retired and he got back into stamp collecting. It never leaves. You can suppress it for a while. I always like the beginning of the Edward Norton Hulk movie. Right, Hulk's one of my favorite characters. So where he has the watch and he has like the countdown of the days without incident, right, until it happens, and then the thing on the screen says days without incident 0 or 1 or whatever it was, right? You can suppress it as best you can. It never leaves. You might find something else to collect. You might go in another direction, but you're always looking for something, and that's what collectors do. And that's people that have that in them. This is what we do, right? So it's not something that's it's gone. No, it's just been suppressed for a bit until you start doing it again. And for me, like I said, I collected many a thing over the years, but I've always collected something, and in great quantity. Collected something. So it's just part of me. This is who I am. And I will not look at myself wrong for it. I'm not going to, say, oh, I'm such ashamed. Because listen, this is just who I am. This is who Neil, MightyFan, this is who I am. All right? So when I make this series and I do these different episodes, I'm bringing you in to what I do and the decision making and do I, because this is part of it. This is what we do as a collector. We're always playing these games with ourselves, right? These mind games in a way. It's like the good angel and the demon, right, on the shoulders. It's just who's gonna win? Who's gonna win that battle? And like I said, when you see the pickups, you see the end game. You see what we were able to get. But there's a lot of stuff we don't. And there's a lot of stuff that, listen, that FOMO is real. It is a real thing. It is a demon. It really is. And it gets you. And it gets me a lot. It really does. It's not something that I think, I don't do it to excess. So like I said, I'm still able to live where I live and control the situation I have here. But it's a daily deal. It's something that is part of me. And it's something that, at times it is a scary thing, and at times it's a controlled thing, and there really isn't. It's trying to find that balance, and it's something I'm still trying to do. Um, and it because of the variety and the availability of things these days, it makes it that much more difficult. It really does. Again, I'm not in trouble. I'm not in a financial peril. I haven't put myself in that. I don't wish to put myself in there. And I am. It is a beast within me that I try to control as best I can. But it's there. It's there. Like I said, that urge to go to the Mitchell and Ness store when that Pedro dropped was there. And it was really it was all I could do to just say, you know what, let me pull the reins back a little bit on this one, right? Now I got other things. I didn't get that Pedro, and maybe I will. It's still something on my hit list, but it's something that I felt like I didn't have to go after right then and there, even though I was getting worried seeing all these people. I'm going to the store. I'm getting them. I'm like, oh, they're gonna get, and I'm not. It's like that, and it's not a competition thing with me either. It just isn't. It's my collection is my collection. I'm not here to compete. I'm not collecting all this stuff to compete with Slim, to compete with King Leo and Rez and J Dub and Luca and whoever, whatever jersey head you want to throw at Bay Area, any of these guys, right? Nostalgia Boy. I'm not. That's not why I collect. I collect because I love. This is what I want to get, right? And I will always say that all these collectors out there on YouTube that you will find, not two collections are exactly the same. And there's a reason for that. I've always said it's because it's your personality that goes into these collections. You know, it's part of you that goes into it. And that's why you see some guys that, yeah, I mean, they just stayed to their area. Me, whenever I get a Philly related team jersey, that probably means more to me than anything else, right? As many Steph Curry jerseys as I have, and I just got another one the other day with the Larry O'Brien on it. But congrats to Steph, though, by the way, Finals MVP, and the Warriors, Dub Nation, congrats on winning another title. Still waiting on the Sixers. That's a whole nother beast. But but congrats to the Warriors and Steph. Well deserved Finals MVP. First one in his career. Well deserved. But as many as I have of him, I mean, to get Philly team jerseys means that much more because that's my love. That's where I am. I watch these teams all the time. I live it. I'm a Philly sports fan. When you come down to the man cave, you certainly see it. This is my love in sports. But I have an appreciation of other players and other teams, and I collect it. You know, and that's the way it will always be. But the Philly teams will always come first. You know, those jerseys and hats and whatnot, they will always mean the most out of everything in the collection, particularly if we win a title, which is very hard to do around here, which you notice that after a while. That's why it means that much more. All right, everyone. Well, I've rambled on here. I showed a few things. I've been, yipping here for a minute and a minute. Yeah, I wish it was a minute. An hour and 16 minutes, going on 17 minutes. Thank you for joining in and tuning in as always. I will be back again soon. Don't know exactly when. I do have a trip to make next week. Maybe I'll vlog again in Maryland. You never know, huh? That was fun. Slim can catch me eating again and doing the screen grab. That's I said it at the time. I'm setting myself up, and sure enough, the screen grabs came later. I said, yeah, this was expected, but it was worth it though. It was tons of fun, and I look forward to taking another trip down there to the Slimdom in Maryland, and looking forward to that trip again. And maybe I'll take you all in with me with another vlog. We'll see. We'll see. But anyhow, shouts to everyone out there. Again, happy Father's Day 2022 to all the dads out there, including my own. Thanks for watching this long video. For those of you who stuck with me for all this time, I appreciate it. And it will always be appreciated, as always, if you leave those thumbs up. Comment below if you would like to. It's always welcome. Make sure if you haven't already done so, what do you got to do, right? You got to subscribe. You got to hit the bell icon so you get notified to whenever yours truly puts out another, whether it be a marathon video, and most of them are, or a more regular sized video, but we'll see. All right, everyone, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.